I passed my TOPSTEP 50K eval in just 4 days. Let's take a look at the results and some of the takeaways I think can help you improve your trading and some things that I can work on as well. All right, so full results. We won't hide anything here. So 50K account, you have to make 3 grand. Can't have your biggest day larger than 50% of the profit goal or of your total profit. So if you're gonna make more than 3 grand on a trade, then you need to, or you're gonna make more than 1,500 bucks on a trade, then you're gonna have to grow the account a little higher. We stay just underneath that, which is good. My worst day was minus 867. Now, I would argue there's a worse day on here, and we'll look at that in just a second. I made money on that day, but it was worse than this. And then our average winning day was basically 1,300 bucks. So when we win big. When we lose, we try to lose small. So this is a good ratio. My best day and my worst day are quite apart, which is great. So those things are very solid. Let's keep moving down the line here. So scroll here, shrink the face a little bit so you guys can see this. Okay. So here's the chart. Now, there's a huge gap between when I started this thing and when I finished it. And for various reasons, I'm sure it's probably because Apex ran a sale. And so we just jumped on there. But so we have our beginning balance at 50K, of course, right? Day one, we make 1,200 bucks, right? It was super solid. We'll look at that. I took a lot of trades and we'll talk about that. Day two, I believe this is a day where we were actually up and then we traded the account back down, which wasn't good. So we ended up being down 867 on that day in total. And I honestly think I stopped trading that account because I was so close to that drawdown. I was really disappointed. So this is December 11th, December 10th, so back to back. Didn't trade this account for another basically like week and a half. So yesterday was the 19th, traded that one, net P&L of 1,200 bucks. And today we hit the goal. Okay, I'm recording this February. Recording this December 20th. It's late. Sorry, excuse me. All right, so 4 trading days in total, but a big gap between when we started this thing and when we finished it. Not typical. Now here are the results for kind of what we're looking at. Average winning trade, $366. Win rate's about 66%, which is pretty good, honestly, from a risk reward, I would say. And average losing trade was minus 386. So winning trades here, losing trades there. My losses on average are a little larger than my wins, but we had a couple massive wins that really put us over the edge. And that's what I would say I'm most proud of inside of this eval, specifically this time. All right, so let's look at the actual chart here. Let me make sure you guys can see everything just fine. Let's go here. Okay, cool. So win rate. And then the actual details of itself. So we have, make the face a little smaller. There we go. All right, so day one down here. The reason that I wasn't a huge fan of this day was look how many trades we took. We took 27 trades, which is a lot. For us to only make 1,200 bucks, that's a lot. So we were down 700 bucks. We traded back up. Really a huge swing, honestly. Plus 700 to get even, then another 1,200 bucks. So really nice there. But look how much we paid in commissions. We paid almost $500 in commissions trading that account. Okay, it's huge. So a ton going on. Average trade tends to be seconds. We don't tend to hold trades very long. It's not the way I like to trade. And then the next day we were down. We lost. We took 8 trades on the day. And I want to say, yeah, no, I think this is closed. Yeah, these have to be even. Yeah, so this is 8 total trades. We were up 500 bucks and we traded the account back down. So kind of another swing on the opposite direction. So not great. Again, we have a huge gap here. And what I did is I went and improved the strategy a little bit. I added a couple things, changed a couple things around, and we came back and we were just surgical. Yesterday, our first loss was about 500 bucks. It was 477. I made a video on this about the ATR and how it kind of caused this loss, but then it caused a big win right after. So we ended up making, I don't know if it'll show you. Here we go. We ended up making almost $1,700 on one trade, and it happened in like 15 seconds. That very same trade, though, we actually got in a little bit sooner. I thought price was going to explode up. It pulled back on me, but the ATR was at like 30 or 28. It was really high. We're on an NQ 1 minute chart. We're trading, I believe it was just total contracts. It had to be 3. Yeah, buy, sell, buy. Yeah, it had to be 3 contracts. So we were trading too large a size. We ended up losing initially, which wasn't good because that would be our second day in a row. We'd be looking at almost blowing this account. Then the next trade ends up being $1,700 right after. So 2 trades on the day, super nice. Like not a whole lot to complain about there. But it was basically one candle. We actually traded that account, and then we stopped because we hit our high. Okay, and I believe that was our biggest trade, our best trade, but our best day was that day. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I have to look. Um, P&L, that says 12, right? So actually the best day was today. So let's look at that. So now December 20th, which is today, I'm recording this, 2 trades. Okay, total contracts is 8, which means I believe we were in 4 contracts on these trades, which is still pretty high, but the ATR I think was favorable. Is that right? I feel like I was only trading 3 contracts. Whatever. Okay, so paid 1,700 or 17 bucks for commissions. Average winning trade was $716. Now look at our biggest trade. So our smallest trade was $171. This one we actually had quite a bit of drawdown here. We were down, I think it was 400 bucks in that trade, or 450. And then we actually just let price dance around for a second. And my analysis was correct. I was just early again, kind of a theme a little bit. I like to let price come back a little bit, and sometimes I get it too soon and price pulls back on me. So we had to let that one play out for a second. And actually, as a matter of fact, typically when we're trading, my like average duration of trade, you guys can see this over here, 42 seconds, 12 seconds, 8 seconds, um, 27 seconds. Like I'm in these trades for under a minute typically. This one I was in for a bit longer. The first trade where we ended up making just $171, 175 essentially after commissions. And then a little later on, we ended up making this $1,400 trade. Okay, really the best trade, or maybe it was 1,200 bucks. It was a super solid trade. Really, really, really nice trade here, and we were able to capture that one off basically just one candle. So super nice there. A explosion of price, and that gave us the ability to close out this account, to pass it, and then we can start our funded account. So really exciting there. We have a couple other evals kind of cooking up right now, so we'll kind of watch, and when we pass those, we'll do another video like this. I typically don't do these for Apex because I like to pass them in one day. That's just kind of the game, and so there isn't a whole lot to evaluate because there isn't a whole lot of data there. But with TOPSTEP, they make you do 2 days to complete 4, average winning days 75. So at 3 out of 4 days, I'm winning trades, which is great. Um, Now, a couple takeaways I think that you guys can use, and just based off my chart. Number one is you guys can see made $3,000, right? $3,000 in 4 trading days. My win rate isn't crazy. Like it's not 100%, even though it was today, and yesterday was 50%. My win rate isn't crazy high. I don't have a 85%, 90% win rate. That's not how I trade. Most of my trades are quick, and most of my trades require the right kind of analysis. Now, what that means is that I'm going to be wrong from time to time, and that's okay. What doesn't happen in any of my trading, you guys can see my largest losses on the day. Never was my account in doubt of getting shut down for that day. This is the closest at 867, but essentially I'm winning 2 out of every 3 trades, and that's making me very profitable. When you're trading, focus less on your win rate. Who cares about that? Like the win rate is what it is. Okay. You may never get to a live account with TOPSTEP with a 66% win rate, 70% win rate. It doesn't matter what it is. But your wins and losses matter. Your P&L matters more than anything else. And so if you're 40% accurate, but your wins are massive, then it doesn't matter if you lose 60% of your trades. This is a huge deal. I'm showing you guys here that I'm not trading at 100%. I'm not trading at 80%. I'm trading at 66%, right? 2 out of 3 is essentially the way I trade. And what that allows me to do is still grow my account. Every trade I take, basically, in this eval specifically, was $77. So if I just click the buy or sell button, I'm making money. That's what that says every time I click it, which is pretty cool. So again, super solid. We took too many trades day 1, which I think really skews some of the results. Day 2, we had not so good of trading as well. And then yesterday, we had 2 trades, a loss and then a win, and then we stopped because we hit our max. And then today, we had 2 trades that won. So really, really good. The strategy, I think, was a little bit different on December 10th and 11th than it was yesterday and today, but nonetheless, still passed. So hopefully you guys got some value from that. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Any other comments? Happy to hear that. I'm sure there'll be some hate in the comments, so happy to battle out with that as well. I always battle you guys, don't matter. I can take it. So anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll go from there. Peace.